Hello, good evening. It's Friday. It's 7:30. That can only mean one thing. It is the Arsenal Women's Show, of course, the highlight of the week, the start of your weekend. Now, it's going to be quite a busy show today because we've played 2 games this week. Of course, the Manchester City game on Sunday, which was a great victory. So we're going to look back on that game. Then, of course, last night we played our first Continental Cup match of the season, defending that trophy, of course, another victory. So we're going to look at that as well. We have got a big game coming up at the weekend as well. Leicester away, an improved Leicester, you have to say. They've a much better team this season than they were. So that's going to be a tough game. We're going to look into that. Plus, as well, anything else that happens to pop up in the chat that we can talk about when it comes to the Arsenal women's football in general. It is all going to be coming up the other side of this. And a slightly new intro to the show, which is always good. And joining us with a slightly weird background there is Andreas. How are you doing? Have you moved house?
Good evening. No, I was going to upload a virtual background, but it didn't work to upload the Emirates or something from Arsenal So I used the background from StreamYard, and this gives the image as I'm in a hotel or in
Yeah, you're often in hotels, so it won't be nothing different, will it? Because you're normally somewhere around the world, traveling about. So anyway, it's good. It's good to see you back on the show. Amar, of course, it's too early for Amar to be joining us, but he will be with us very shortly when he has his dinner and all that kind of stuff. So we look forward to that. It's been a busy week, hasn't it? For the first week for a while that we've had 2 games actually. Well, first week of the season, I think, isn't it? Since that we've had 2 matches.
Yes, it was really busy and 2 important matches, and it's good that we got 2 wins in these matches. Well, I think the City match was extremely important to keep us in the race. But also Bristol, I said it last week. It's a trophy. It's the Continental Cup. We are the title defenders, and if we want to defend this Continental Cup, we have to go through the group stage, and it's important to win the matches.
Absolutely, and at the minute we seem to be in a little bit of momentum, don't we? With 4 or 5 wins in a row now in all competitions, we're starting to pick up and get to the sort of form that we was expecting us to be. A little bit of a slow start, but we're getting there, and that's all we can hope for now. Now, you just mentioned the City game. Mentioned the City game, of course. That is going to be the first place we're going to start. Going back last weekend, and what a dramatic finish there was at Meadow Park. As you rightly said before, it's a game that we really, really had to win because, having already lost 1 game this season, drawn 1 as well, it was important that we couldn't let Manchester City certainly win the game and get 3 points on us. And even a draw, we said it last week, wouldn't have been the end of the world, but it certainly wasn't the result that we really, really needed. And in the end, I mean, it was a strange game because we played pretty well in the first half once we settled down. And then in the second half, they got on top, got the goal, and I'm thinking, we looked like we might have well gone on to lose that game at that point. And then we got that rather fortunate goal towards the end. You have to say it was a rather lucky goal, but we'll take it. We gave one to Manchester United in a similar kind of way, and now we've got one back from the other Manchester team. So it swings and roundabouts sometimes, isn't it? But I think overall, over the 90 minutes, I think we maybe just about shaded the game. I thought it was a good performance in places. Yes, there's other things to improve on. We know that. But beating one of the title rivals, our other title rival, and beating them is so important. And it was a massive, massive 3 points, no matter how we got it. And I think the result was all, as you said before, the result was all that mattered, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a difficult match, and it was so important to win. I think the first half was our better half, and we got the lead. We had the chance to seal the deal with a penalty. It was a penalty, no doubt about that. And it was Kim didn't make a mistake. She hit the post and just unlucky. I think this would have given us more time to settle in the match, to relax, or not to panic, and it brought the City back into the game. And to be honest, I think City was the better team in the second half, and it looked as if it will be a draw. But if one team wins in the second half, you would have said it's City. They were closer to score the winning goal. And then, we got this early Christmas gift from Chiara Keating. But on the other hand, you have to be there, and this is one of these situations where Stina, she's there, she makes these runs, and if she wouldn't have been there, then Keating, I think Keating would have reacted differently. Maybe she would have tried to head the ball away, or she would have had time to think. But seeing Stina coming close to her, she was panicking. And then, what should I do? I will fist the ball. Oh no, I'm outside of the box. I can't. She's 19 years young and she makes mistakes. But you have to be there. Stina was there, and she made the best of this situation. Of course, we were lucky that the referee didn't stop the match and gave the red card and just a free kick for us. So this was another bit of luck that the referee saw. Let's look what Arsenal makes of this advantage. And then Keating didn't get the red card, but we got the goal. So this was the perfect situation, or perfect solution for us. But as I said, if we are honest, then it was against the run of play to score the winning goal against this better City team in the second half. But in the end, it only counts that we have won. We've got the 3 points. It was a very good performance. It was much better than against Villa or away at Bristol. We improved, and our defense was better. Lotta and Amanda had both a very good match. I think Lotta was really good. She kept Bunny Shaw quiet for the whole match. Also, what you often do not see is that Leah Walty kept Kasigawa quiet for the whole match. She was concentrated on preventing Kasigawa from creating build-up or chances. So all in all, it was a better performance, but in the end, we were lucky to win.
Yeah, there's no doubt we were lucky to win. Yeah, obviously the goal, the way that it came about. But I mean, you're absolutely right about Stina, because, you know, and I think that's the difference between Stina and Alessia Russo. And, you know, we have to compare them because they're playing in a similar position, and it seems to be one or the other in the team at any one time. And I don't think Alessia Russo would necessarily have made that run. And I think that as the ball went over the top and it was clearly going to go too close to the goalkeeper, I think Russo would maybe have given that up. And I think she may have just let the ball bounce through, thinking she wasn't going to get it. But Stina stayed alive. She kept going, and she was there to put it away. And I think, you know, yes, it was a mistake by the goalkeeper, but you've got to be there to take advantage of it. And Stina needs a massive credit for doing that, because she hasn't got a lot of game time in recent games before last night. And it's good to see that she can come on and have that massive impact that we know she can. You know, she's a goal scorer. And I think her and Russo are different type of centre forwards in the way that they play, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and what they bring to the team. And I think Stina brings that running in behind, and she's going to be the one to get on the end of those chances, whereas Russo is much more of a link player, isn't she? She drops deeper, she goes wide, she links the play, and she maybe brings others into it, whereas Stina is the goal scorer. And I think that it's good to have those different options. I'd like to see Stina getting more time on the pitch personally, because I think she deserves it, and she's shown that in the last couple of games. But yeah, it was a really good run from Stina, and yeah, she took advantage of the mistake, and fair play. Terry says their keeper should have been sent off. Well, no, I don't think she should have been, because she is sent off if you prevent a goal scoring opportunity. She didn't prevent one because we scored. So to me, the right decision was give the goal, leave the keeper alone, because if she had obviously stopped us from scoring by coming out and handling the ball, then obviously she would get sent off. But she didn't do that because we scored anyway. So I don't think you can send the goalkeeper off or anybody off for denying a goal scoring opportunity when the team score. If you go back to the 2006 Champions League final when Jens Lehmann got sent off, if you remember, they scored from that move, didn't they? He came out, he made a foul on the edge of the box, the ball fell to, I can't remember who it was, and they tucked it away. So technically, he shouldn't have been sent off for that. They should have had the goal, and it should have been 11 against 11. And I think that, you know, in these days of VAR, I know VAR is not in the WSL, but in these type of days, it's good to see that the right decisions can be made just by a referee on the pitch, as opposed to having VAR telling them what to do. So I was pleased with that decision. It was the right decision, and we got the advantage of the goal. Obviously, there was a big, massive delay after the goal, wasn't there, due to some emergency in the crowd, which was unfortunate. But as far as we're aware, the woman involved has been on social media and she's fine. And it was, I think she had a fit or something in the stadium, whatever it was. So, but she's fine, and that's the best news to come out of that. But yeah, it was obviously, it delayed the game, and it made those last 10 minutes or so of stoppage time a little bit flat, really, wasn't it? When something like that happens, it's difficult to get yourself back up for the game, and maybe that played in our advantage a little bit because we just had the lead. And it kind of killed the game off a little bit, didn't it? Which was good. So, but yeah, it was a relief to get the win in the end, because you're right, absolutely right. Most of that second half, it didn't look like we were gonna get that goal to win the game, did we? We were on the back foot a lot of the time. We were defending. We were, you know, trying to keep them out. They played well in the second half, Man City. They showed all their real qualities there, and we had to dig deep, and we did. And we got their reward, and that's great, you know. And things haven't always gone our way this season, have they? In certain games, and it's good that it did. Maybe Meadow Park played a part, you know. We don't always get luck like that when we play at the Emirates, do we? But at Meadow Park, maybe things go our way, and you know that's always good to see. And it turned out to be a really, really, really important victory, didn't it? And that's the best news ever that we could see. Colonel says, "Hi, Rich. Good win yesterday. It was, yeah. We should be looking to win both domestic cups with no Europe. Well, we should be looking to win the league as well. Let's win them all. Why not try and win them all? You know, I'm not saying it's easy to do that, and obviously there's big teams that we'll have to beat, but the aim should be to win them all. Yeah, win both cups and try and win the league as well. Yeah, I agree with you. And without the distraction of Europe, I think we've got a better chance." Terry says there, and now we're seeing Andreas's real house and lifestyle. That's right, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Terry says there, Stina, the darling of Meadow Park. Yeah, I mean, exactly. And, you know, she fully deserved her goal as well. Absolutely no question about that. Terry says, lucky to win. Come on, Andreas, just because you got the score wrong for the first time. Yeah, well, we got the score right last night, actually, which we'll come on to in a minute, because Andreas got that score right as well, so he's on a bit of form in a minute. Terry says, Super Jen was amazing. Lots of Ruben wasn't bad either. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Lotta there. She got player of the match, obviously, in the Manchester City game, and she was brilliant. And she was brilliant again last night, which we will come on to. But I think that we do still not able to keep a clean sheet. You know, we're defending a bit better overall, but we still have these moments, don't we, where we're making a mistake at the back and we're getting punished every single time we make a mistake, it seems, at the moment, doesn't it? The other team are scoring from those mistakes, and we need to cut that out. It's not like we're making lots and lots of mistakes, are we? We're making one or two a game, but the other team are taking advantage and scoring a goal, and that's what's frustrating, because it makes it 10 times more difficult, because we're not, at the moment, we're not firing on all cylinders in front of the other end, are we? We're not scoring 4 or 5 goals. We're getting 2s and 3 last night, so we're struggling to score goals, and we seem to concede every mistake we make. So it's quite a frustrating combination, but we're getting there, aren't we? We are defending better as a team now than we were maybe earlier in the season, when it seemed like we were conceding too many chances.
Yeah, I read today that someone must have told the girl that it's allowed to score more than 2 goals in a match. Yeah. Well, it's the times when we had relaxed winnings like 4-0 or 4-1. These times seem to be over this season. It's not good for our nerves watching the games, and so far it seems that it's enough to have one or two chances, 1 or 2 shots on goal for our opponents, and they score. This makes it difficult for us, but yeah, it's strange to talk about the City game and say we defended better, I think we developed in defense. It was a lot better than in the matches before, but also we conceded a goal, and this made it a very tough task and a tight match. But anyway, as I said, my impression was that Lotta and Amanda had both a very good match, and also Manu in goal. It was her best match for a very long time. She tried to come out for crosses. She catched the ball. She fisted the ball away. Everything looked better in defense, but we nevertheless we conceded a goal. But I think we are on a good way of developing in defense. And when you see the way how Lotta plays, how much self-confidence she has in the last matches, she's trying to play the Leah Williamson style. She's involved in build-up. She's trying long passes, long balls, and this needs a lot of self-confidence, and it's good to see that she has this. And I read in an interview when she said, I'm in a stage of my career where I'm no longer a talent or something like that. I want to be compared with the best defenders in the world, and I want to get my place among them. And she's trying this. I think she improved in defense, the way she heads all the balls out of the dangerous zones, and the way she tries to be involved in the build-up. This is very important. We are missing Leah in this a lot, and if Lotta develops this in this way, this is very important for us. And I think Amanda had her best match in an Arsenal shirt so far against City. It reminded us on her performances at the World Cup when she was really good. So there is hope that things develop, things fit together. Next step will be we must keep a clean sheet pretty soon, and maybe we can start on Sunday at Leicester.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the one thing that we need to start doing now, keeping clean sheets. And then I would like, as you said before, the 3 and 4, 5 goal victories that we were so used to over the last few years. And we want to see a couple of them, don't we? I mean, it's not going to be like that every week anymore. We know how tight the league is these days and how much better all the teams are. So, but it'd be nice, like every so often, to get a nice, comfortable win, wouldn't it? We've always had a few, haven't we? So it'd be nice to finally relax in a game and be 2 or 3-0 up, but with 20 minutes to play, and not have to be nervous and worried going into the last few minutes. So, but I'm sure that will come as the season goes on. But we're starting to build up this momentum now, aren't we? Which is good. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we are starting to build up this momentum in the games now. We're starting to win consecutive matches, and you can see it is falling into place slowly. And hopefully now, I think the Man City win will be massive for confidence for the team as a whole, for individual players who played well, as you said. Amanda was great, Lotta was great, a few others played well as well. So it's a positive step. Now, talking about positive steps, we have got Emma with us, and we can see him as well. Even better. Look at this, brilliant. Good to see you.
Yeah, not too bad. You good, guys? Good.
Very good indeed. Very good indeed. See, people say, Terry in particular says that you're late, but you're never late. You always come on at the same time every single show, so you're not late. This is just Amar's time, isn't it? Fine. We get used to that.
Also, sometimes you have to realize I have to run for the bus because sometimes I can't drive home, so I have to get the bus, have my dinner, and that's why I try to be as quick as I can. So
as long as you're with us, that's the main thing. Obviously, we've just been talking about the Manchester City game. Such a big win. A little bit fortunate to win goal, as we've said in the end, but we'll take it. Yeah, I mean, what did you make of the game overall, the performance? Because we had to win the game and we managed to find a way, and that's the most important thing, isn't it?
I mean, where do you start with that game? Honestly, the first 10 minutes, we could easily have been 2-0 down. Honestly, on another day, Chloe Kelly puts that in the bottom corner and it's a totally different game. But they didn't have their shooting boots on and we made the most of it. Ultimately, we were clinical with the chances we took. Barney Shaw missed a header, which maybe on another day should have done well. And ultimately, also I have to give credit to Manu as well. Made a couple of very good saves. I think it was from Jill and from Mary Fowler towards the end. So she did really well to keep the scoreline. as it was. But honestly, when you look at the chances they had compared to, I think we had 2 shots on target. The only other shot on target that I seem to recall was from Frida, and she came on the substitute in the second half. We took 2 out of probably the 3 chances, and they took 1 out of the 5. Okay, perhaps it's debatable, but when you look at it again, perhaps we were a little tad fortunate not to give away a penalty for Steph's barge on Bunny. But then again, the referee's probably got to do better in that situation, in that regard. And who knows? But ultimately, we were clinical, and that's what matters. And we got the result. And no one's going to matter how we did it or whoever was the better team. We got the 3 points, and that's what mattered. It isn't pretty at times, but we're moving in the right direction, and that's all that matters, I guess.
Yeah, and obviously we don't want to talk too much about pushes in the back in the penalty area, do we? Just because we've had a lot of issues over that in the last week or so. But no, you're right. We did get away with one there potentially. That could have been a penalty. It should have been a penalty the day before, we said. So that should have been a penalty as well if we're looking at being fair about things. But yeah, it wasn't given, luckily for us, and we ended up taking full advantage by getting the winning goal. And I was delighted for Stina just because she's been pushed down it a little bit, hasn't she? Now she's not getting as many minutes as she was playing last season, and when she's on, she has to make an impact, and she did that, and that's all you can hope for, isn't it? When you're a substitute coming on, you've got to hope that you can make an impact. We've got Phoebe, Alex. It's actually Harry. How you doing, Harry? Good to see you again. Hope you're well. Terry says, are they interviewing for James Bond?
James Bond? James Bond?
Like James Bond, actually. Yeah, that's pretty good. He looks very suave, doesn't he, today, Amar?
Well, it's my mo. It's Movember, isn't it? So I'm going to do my mo for this month. Yeah.
No, he looks very good. He looks very good. So that's fine. Yeah. And yeah, maybe it is a James Bond.
God no. No chance.
No, I think that's maybe what's happening. So yeah, obviously it was a great win against Manchester City, and then of course last night we played our first midweek game since the Champions League qualifiers, actually, which was nice to get a midweek game. And the Continental Cup, of course, our cup it is. We're the holders, and we want to try and win it again, as we said before. So it was good to start with a good victory, although again, a bit like the Man City game, it had a few kind of up and down moments in the game, but we got the victory. So obviously, Lotta Rubenmoy in the picture there got a second player of the match in a row and got herself a goal as well, which is nice. She doesn't get too many, does she? So it was nice for her to get one. She wasn't until the end of last season her first goal, so she's got it a bit earlier this time around. And again, it was we played really well in spells in that game, especially in the first half. Created lots of chances, got the 2 goals, and looked totally in control. But then the same old problem rears its head again in the second half. We concede a goal from a free kick, a soft goal as well, I thought. Poor defending. I thought the goalkeeper Sabrina could maybe have done better. Beaten looked like on a near post with a shot that she should have done better with, maybe. And then we were a little bit shaky for 10, 15 minutes, and you're thinking, are Bristol going to get themselves back in it? But in the end, we had enough chances at the other end, and we finally got the third goal. It was Stina again. So we got the job done, but it was a good performance. But again, not as convincing as we would like, was it, Andreas? It was a good performance, but these are the sort of games where in the past we've won 4 or 5 goals, haven't we? And we're not able to finish teams off. I mean, we did in the end in the last minute, but up until then, the game was in the balance again, wasn't it?
Oh, so it was Andy. You took it, Andy.
It was
sorry.
a good game.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That's.
Sorry. No, sorry. I thought I went a bit silent there for a sec. Sorry. Go on.
There's a delay.
Oh, okay. The problem with his Wi-Fi. Oh no.
It was a good game. Something is not really working. We dominated the game. We were 2-0 up, and we had a lot of chances. We hit the post, we hit the crossbar, but we don't finish these games. That's the problem at the moment. And then, as we said, the opponents need one chance, and they score. We can't keep a clean sheet. And then, if you are only 1 goal up, then everything is possible. It's always dangerous. One little mistake, 1 corner, 1 cross, and then you have the equalizer, and in Conti Cup it would have gone to penalties. So this was really dangerous situation in the second half, end of the second half, and the third goal was in stoppage time. late in stoppage time. But anyway, good to see that we are able to score 3 goals in a match. And it was a team that never played together in this formation. So this is also something we have to keep in mind for this match. And it was good to see Kyra and Catherine Kuhl getting their minutes, and Lena starting, Beth starting. Viv came on later, so this was all positive, and that we won. So yeah, there's not much to criticize. Of course, we should have scored more. we should keep a clean sheet, but we got the 3 points. It's on the pitch that who get much playing time so far. We've got 2 of our ACLs back running, so it's okay. And if you see the performance from Kathleen Kuhl, I think she has improved a lot to last season. She developed more physicality. She seems to be physically stronger, and talent she has, and her passes, the way she plays in midfield. We know that, and she's a regular starter for Denmark. So why shouldn't she be good enough to be a starter or important player for Arsenal? Very good to see her, especially in the first half. I think she was very good, and Kyra also was good, and she has a lot of self-confidence. I think when she took chances or was shooting from 20-25 meters away. So this is a very good sign that we have players that are not regular starters, but if they come in, they can be very important. So I think this is also a positive aspect from yesterday. Yeah, and of course
I think
that we've got first real minutes. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, the squad is going to be important this season, isn't it? Because we don't have Europe, so it's important that these players get time on the pitch. And it was good last night that there were so many changes to the team, and despite that, we still managed to put in a good performance. Yes, we were at home against a team we would expect to beat anyway, but you've still got to go out there and get the job done. And it was good with the edit. There was a lot of positives. There was a few negatives again, like you said, conceding a soft goal and not taking as many chances as we should be taking. And that's something that we really are going to have to work on, aren't we? If we're going to be successful against the better teams, because you're not going to get 6, 7, 8 chances against Chelsea when you play them. We saw against Man City, we didn't have many chances. Yeah, we were a bit more, we took more of our chances, a percentage against Man City, but we need to be more clinical, definitely. And yeah, a clean sheet would be nice, wouldn't it? So if we can find one of them from somewhere, that would be much appreciated in the next few weeks, because it's quite stressful, isn't it, when that's the case there. Terry says, we got a confident little goal dance from Lutterworth and White. We did indeed, which was nice. That was something actually. Was there was some? I think some kid on there, was it on social media, and sort of told her to do a certain celebration if she scored, and she did that for that child on that. She said, which is great. That's Lotta all over, isn't it? That's what she's like, brilliant. And I agree, she should be given a chance for England, but I'm not convinced she's going to be. But she's probably at this moment in time playing as good as any other English defender at this moment in the country. So she does deserve a chance, but we'll see whether or not she's going to get one or not. That it depends on Serena, obviously. Terry says the girls are just keeping it exciting. Gets boring if we keep winning 10-0. Well, it gets, if you kept winning 10-0, it'll be boring. One 10-0 win every now and again is all right, isn't it? It's a laugh. But no, you're right. And I don't think 10-0 wins benefit the women's game, and I'm glad we're not seeing them anymore. But yeah, it'd be nice just to have a comfortable game, be 3-0 up with 20 minutes to play. It'd be nice just to be comfortable and not have to stress and not have to worry what the result's going to be. But yeah, I mean, it does keep it more exciting and interesting, I suppose, which is one positive that can be said. Greg's with us as well, Eddie, my friend. Hope you well. He says we could have won by more. Everyone was trying to score instead of looking at the better options. Yeah, I think sometimes you get those games, don't you, when you're 2-0 up and you think it's, you just want to score loads of goals. And yeah, sometimes that happens, but I don't think you can criticise them for that, because we've not been scoring enough goals. There's players in that team last night who needed goals because they've not. I mean, Frida, great to see her score. She's had a difficult season. Yeah. It was nice that Stina got a goal at the end. Again, top scorer now, Stina. She's knocking on that door for a start, isn't she? So, but yeah, yeah, sometimes you get a game like that, don't you? But the important was that we won. We've got Arsenal for Life in the chat. Doing good to see you again. Hope you're well. Martin, last night, what did you make of that game? Because obviously we won, and that's all you can do. Win your games, lovely, comfortable in spells and nervy at the end. But we got the job done, and we've got to be happy. Move on to the next one against Southampton.
Yeah, no, it was funny. I'm regret to say I only watched the second half because I don't know when I went into it. I thought you could rewind and go back and see what I'd missed. But I did see the goals, and yeah, it was lovely. A finish from Friedrich. That was a banger as well, whether they're going off the bar. I mean, Katie's known for the bangers, but then from time to time, we know Friedrich loves a banger as well. So she has a rival in that regard, yeah. And it was a typically great set piece, a header from Lotta, which he's thrived upon so much. And yeah, celebration was good. And yeah, I mean, we did dominate the second half. You have to give a bit of credit to their centre backs. I thought they defended superbly. We could have had more. We did have Chuck got into good positions, but we just didn't really. We didn't really break them down as much as I would like. Yeah, as I said, consider that sloppy goal. They just went straight into the box and took a deflection. I mean, we haven't kept a clean sheet for goodness knows how long now. I can't even think the last time we kept a clean sheet. I think it was the third last game of last season or something like that, when you think about it. But yeah, it's becoming a concern. But we do, thankfully, we do have forwards in form. It was nice to see Stina scoring again yesterday, albeit it was in the 95th minute. And Andreas got his prediction right, which was good to see as well. Even though it was literally with the last kick of the game. So yeah, and no, I was pleased for you there. That was good. And yeah, no, but yeah, it was good. I thought KCC looked good. Catherine looked good as well. It was good to see a change lineup. And I was pleased to see Viv come on as well at the end as well. And she looked back to not back to her best, maybe not yet, but it was good to see her and Beth get the minutes as well. And it's only starting to get our players back, and it's good to see. But we'd still definitely, I mean, it's good when we play well, win. But most of the time, it feels like when we defend without the ball, you still wanna avert your eyes sometimes. So we maybe just need to sort that out. But no, it's good, and it's a good way to start, and hopefully we'll take it on to Southampton in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think the Continental Cup usually it's the least of our priorities, isn't it? Because we want to try and win the bigger ones, but I think this season without Europe, and also as well the fact that with the holders, I think this season the Continental Cup is maybe slightly more important this season than it would ordinarily perhaps be. So it's a good competition to be in. Obviously, we'd rather be playing Champions League group games rather than Continental Cup group games at this point in the season. But it is what it is. We'll just have to. The games are there, and it is an opportunity for these squad players to get minutes. And we saw, I thought Kyra played well, actually. It's good to see her getting a start in the team, and she did well. Katrina, as well, as we've mentioned, she's been, I thought last season we could see glimpses of her, but not enough to convince me that she was ready to go straight into the team. Now she looks as though, I agree, she looks a bit stronger. And as Jonas said after the game last night, it was more her decision-making. Previously, maybe she'd made the wrong decisions too often in a game, whereas that's something that she's clearly been working on. And let's hope that if she gets more minutes on the pitch, that she will do, she will continue to improve and grow, because, you can't get too many great players in your squad, can you? And I think that's a problem Jonas has got now with all these injuries coming back, which is great.
Yeah, it's such a dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, I look at the squad that we've got available now, and you're trying to pick the team. You're thinking, what is our best 11? It's very difficult now with players coming back to fitness. What is our best 11? It's like, yes, one or two players are automatically going to be picked. Kim Little, obviously, as captain, is going to be automatically picked in the team. But yeah, it is quite difficult now with the quality that we've got, which is a good option to have, because the other manager of the team we're playing won't know exactly what our starting 11 is going to be. They can't prepare for everything because we've got so many options, and that's a good thing. But it just worries me at the minute. It's not gelling properly yet, and maybe Jonas needs to find his best 11, and certainly in the WSL for now, stick with that and rotate in the other games maybe. But at the moment, I'm not sure if he knows what his best 11 is, because I certainly don't. I can't make those decisions. Who do you leave out? It's so tough. So he's got a tough job on, Jonas. But if he can get it right, we have got the depth in this squad to go a long, long way this season in every competition that we're left in, and that's what is great to see, isn't it? Terry says, I heard Jonas in an interview that he makes the girls watch this show and they voted not to get you three too excited, as they don't want to upset the Three Old Grumpy girls, Three Old Grumpy Gits, by making it look easy.
Wait,
well, no, I mean, that's fair enough then, I mean,
Compy.
of course, Jonas watches the show, and the girls watch the show. We know that. We know that they do.
Compy kids. Come
So
on.
yeah, so that's good. But no, we're not. We're not. Are we?
You got to do
we
better
just
than that, Terry, man. You got to do better than that.
It's just once in a while we would like to be able to relax in the last 10 minutes of a game and not be stressing about are we going to win, are we going to lose, or whatever the score's going to be. So it'd just be nice once in a while. We're not saying every week. We're quite happy to go for a bit of stress. We're Arsenal fans, we're used to it, but it'd be nice just once in a while to have a nice game where we can just get the cigars out the last 10 minutes, sit back and enjoy the football rather than being on sort of stress levels too high for most of the time. Terry says there, any news on Kate? Was she injured? Was she last night? I know she went off.
Oh, she was. She went off with cramp. That's what I saw. She had cramp.
Yeah, I didn't think it looked an injury, did it? I mean, she hasn't played many minutes, so she played nearly a full game last night. It was about 86 minutes or something she went off. So no, I don't think she's injured as such. I think she just maybe she was just struggling a bit at the end because she's not played. But yeah, as far as I know, she's fine. Let's hope so. There you go. Terry says there, but they did say they love the positive one in the chat. I bet that's what Jen Beattie said. Jen Beattie said she likes the positive one in the chat. I
was right. I did say she started. She looked pretty solid yesterday, but I don't know whether she'll be going forward. I did say she did start. She had started yesterday. So I got 1 right, but Andre's got 9 right. So he got.
I mean, it was obvious there'd be some changes to the team. I wasn't expecting as many, actually. It was good that there was.
I think he's got to be the Andres not only predicted the scores correctly these days, but it's freaky like he's getting the lineup right as well. I think he's got like his crystal ball, which tells him that he's gonna know which lineup he's gonna pick every time. But then again, who knows, isn't it? So yeah.
Well, at the minute, I'd say it's difficult to know what our best starting team is with everybody coming back from injury.
Obviously.
Yeah, which is good. So. We're on a roll now, aren't we? That's what is it? 5 victories in a row because we've beaten.
I think so.
Aston Villa, Bristol City, 4 victories in a row. Manchester City and Bristol City again, so 4 in a row. And we're finally starting to get on a roll, which I think we needed to do. Put the start of the season behind us, and we've got an opportunity now to continue that on Sunday. The late kickoff again, which is not necessarily very good for the people that want to go to the game because it's a Sunday night and it's away at Leicester, so it's not ideal. But from a TV perspective, I guess it's prime time viewing, isn't it, on a Sunday night? There's nothing else on telly. You might as well watch some women's football from the WSL. So from that perspective, it's good. I don't like them kickoffs, really. I don't think it's ideal.
No.
But it is a team that have improved this season quite clearly. We've seen the big improvements that they've made. Although our previous 2 visits there, we've scored 9 and not conceded any. So it's going to be an interesting game, and maybe we might get a bit less stressed. Do we think? Well, let's have a look ahead then to Sunday's big game away at Leicester. So, of course, the last 2 seasons since they've been in the WSL, they've been near the bottom, struggling to survive. They've managed to survive twice now, and this season they look as though they've grown as a team. They look a lot more. They look as though they belong now in the WSL, don't they? At that level of football, and we've seen other teams do it. Aston Villa previously, and teams like that struggled and then have grown and into it. And it's a game again that you look at a bit like the game at Bristol City a couple of weeks ago, where we went into it thinking, we're favourites to win, obviously. But as we saw at Bristol City, that isn't always the way that the game plays out. I think Leicester are a better team than Bristol City this season by a distance. I think they've got some good players now. They're settled in the league, and they've had some good results. They've lost their last 2, I think, but they've had a good start to the season overall. They'll be more than happy with how they're playing. So I think it's going to be a much more difficult test for us this year at King Power than it has been on the previous 2 seasons. We've gone there, scored 9 and not conceded. So I'm expecting a tougher game this particular week. But, I mean, Andreas, obviously you know exactly what's happening because you're getting everything right at the moment. All your score predictions right. So we'll start with you. Then. What's going to happen on Sunday? Because you've got your crystal ball open.
Yeah, we will see another tough match. And you can't compare Leicester with the team last season. In the first part of last season, they were looking as if they will get relegated, and then everything changed in the second part of the season. They got a few new players, and they get more self-confident. They started to play better, and now in this season so far, I think Leicester is a mid-table team. I don't think they will be in danger to be relegated. They are a mid-table team. They can surprise. They can get points from the top teams, and so it won't be easy. It's an away match. The evening. This won't be easy. And yeah, for us, the big squad is an opportunity. Jonas has to use this big squad and pick the right players for every match. He can, with every opponent, every tactical approach, he can choose a different lineup. And I remember last season when Chelsea and Emma Hayes they changed 5, 6, 7 players from match to match, and Emma did this with her big squad from the beginning of the season. So in the last part of the season, they all had enough minutes. They all had played in different formation together, and then it fitted very good. And this is the challenge for Jonas with this big squad. And it's not. I think we said this a few shows before. It's not only about the starting 11, the starting lineup. It's also about the finishing. This will always be different. There will be 3, 4, 5 changes in every match, and it's important that the players that come from the bench that they fit in perfectly and have the connections with the players, with the other players on the pitch. So it's not, the girls have to learn this, and we as spectators, as fans, we have to learn this too. It's not only who starts. These 11 players that start, that's our 11 best players. No, it's the whole squad. And if something doesn't work, then you bring in other players, and maybe the finishing 11 decides a match. So that's also important. And we played on Thursday, so I expect changes for Sunday, because you can't play them every 3 days. And if you have a big split, you have to make changes. You have to make changes. Sorry, and give other players minutes. So but it won't be easy. I would love to have an easier match, or last 20 minutes. I'd love to have, but I don't think we'll see this. Our defense is always good for conceding at least 1 goal. So the question is, how many goals can we score? We should be able to score more than 2. But when I see the last weeks, I would say my prediction is again 2-1 for us. And nervy last 10 minutes, or nervy stoppage time again. From the last impressions, I would say give Stina a chance.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she deserves it. And this a match with counter-attacks, with a chance to play long balls, and this would fit perfectly to the runs she makes. So I would give her a start. And maybe she will be tired because she played 30 minutes or so on Thursday, and when she makes the runs in the first half, she will be tired. Okay, then you can sub her, but I would give her a start, and I would give Beth a rest. She started on Thursday. Of course, we all want her on the pitch every time. We want to see her, but let's be careful. Give her a rest, and we have enough opportunities or possibilities to change. What I think on Thursday was very good, that Frida had her best match of the season.
Yes.
Frida, not the Frida Manum from last season, but a much better Frida than in the first matches. And this gives me hope too, because we all remember how important she was last season. And if she can slowly return to this form she had last season, this will be important. Vicky Pelova had a rest for the whole match yesterday, I think. She could be important for the Leicester game. So we have a lot of opportunities, and normally we have the better squad, the better team. I'm confident that we will win, but but anyway, if it's Sunday night and we have another 3 points, then I think we will all be satisfied. And let's take another 2-1. Okay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, any victory, as far as I'm concerned, is fine. It doesn't matter. Yes, we'd like to see 1 or 2 slightly more comfortable victories, of course. But ultimately, at the end of the game, if we've got 3 points, then at this moment in time, we've got to keep getting the 3 points, haven't we? To keep plugging away and trying to, hopefully Chelsea will drop some points at some stage. I'm sure they will. And we need to be ready and pouncing. We need to win our games. And then if they do drop points, we're there, aren't we? Waiting to jump in. So, but yeah, I kind of agree that, obviously we're going to be the better team. And when it comes to Stina, I do feel away from home in particular, I think maybe Stina is slightly more suited to start, just because the other team at some stage being at home are going to come out a little bit more than when they come to us and sit deep. And I think Leicester, they're not going to be open. They're not going to come and open up because they know that we'll pick them off. But I do think there'll be more space for Stina in a game away from home in the early part of the game than maybe there is at home, where the games generally don't open up at home until later on, maybe if we're winning and the other team throw a few more bodies forward later on, and then the space opens up from behind. So yeah, I maybe feel as though it's more suitable. I'd start her at home as well, but I think maybe with Jonas in mind, how he tends to look at it, I wouldn't be surprised if Stina does start, because it is an away game, and maybe that's more suited to her in this particular game, but we'll see. Greg says they'll shut up shop and try to score on the break. I mean, I think they will. Yeah, to a certain degree they will. I don't think they'll shut up shop in the way that Bristol City did against us when we played them away a few weeks ago. I do think Leicester will. I think Leicester will believe at this point that they can get something from the game. The start they've made to the season, they probably feel at home they can potentially get something. So I don't think they'll just sit back and do that the whole game. Yes, they're going to keep it tight. Of course they are. They need to against our attacking players. But I think it'll be a slightly more open game than the Bristol City game was. I think that Leicester will play a little bit more attacking. And I think there'll be a little bit more space for Stina to maybe run in behind and cause them problems and hopefully score a goal. Terry says, I'm guessing Andreas says a very tight 3-1. Well, he's gone 2-1 actually, but 3-1. Amar 2-1, but he really means 5-0. And Richard will say 3-1. He agrees with me 8-1. Well, I don't know about 8-1. I can't see there being too many 8-1s. But anyway, we'll take a 1-0. A 1-0 actually would be quite good because it'll mean a clean sheet, and we haven't had one of them, have we? So that would be nice. But anyway, Andreas has gone to. Bearing in mind, Andreas has got a lot of scores right. So if you are thinking of putting money on a score, maybe 2-1 to.
Go Andy. That's right. Go Andy. That's right. Yeah.
He's on a roll at the minute with his score. But he got last. Katie, obviously, you guys won't know, but he did predict 3-1 last night in our chat that we've got. So we got that one right. So he's on a roll at the minute. So if you fancy a 2-1, get on a 2-1 because you might not be far wrong. Emma, what are you thinking? And obviously, it's a game that we should win on paper. It's not played on paper, as we know, but we are on a roll at the minute. We're playing okay. We're getting there. We've got players coming back. We've got a lot of options. We should have far too much for a Leicester team. Yes, they've improved and they are a much better team than they were, but we should still have too much from them, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen how they only need to see the Manchester City game just to put this in a context how much they've improved. They lost that game already 1-0. They used to be cannon fodder, but I think hiring somebody like Willie Kirk, who knows, who's been there, who's had that experience, who's been there and done that, it's a very shrewd move. They did your Bedford in the past. Maybe he wasn't ready for her. Of course, then she helped under Jonas. I don't know where she is now, but I think she'll be better off for that experience. Willie Kirk knows now his teams are difficult to beat. You only have to see that against Man City. And they actually had chances in that game as well to get something out of that. And on another day, they could have got something. This won't be an easy game. I know we won 4-0 and 5-0. We actually haven't conceded a WSL goal against them yet. But knowing our defence as well, in fact, the last time we kept a clean sheet was in the 4-0 win over Brighton back in May, which was 8 games ago in all competition, or 9 games ago, however many it was. So yeah, we definitely need to improve in that regard. Hopefully not make it as nervous. We should have enough of them. I mean, there's some. It's whilst I talk about the dilemma of who to pick every week, there's about 3 or 4 players almost the first name almost onto the team sheet, and for me, like Steph is an almost certain star with her reliability left back. Katie's got to start. I mean, who else would? Yeah, and I mean, we're still yet to see the best of Leslie, but I feel like that if she and I said this in the game against Manchester United, when they seem to link up really well together, her and Stina. I would like to see those two start if possible. What an impact she made off the bench last week. Katie, of course, put that brilliant ball over, and yeah, okay, it was a horrible mistake by the goalkeeper, but you know, he always scores crucial goals for us. And okay, they always seem to be late. We've only scored one or two goals before the 75th minute this season. Late off C or whatever we're called now. But yeah, there's about 3 or 4 players almost certain on the team sheet. As for the rest, it's I mean, even Kim. I would like to see Leah Vouty rested a bit as well. I feel like she's a good. We know how good she's been over for us over the years in that partnership with Kim and Jordan in the past. I feel like she does need a bit of a rest sometimes. But then again, who else do you play Cairo alongside Kim? It's that dilemma. But I would like to see Stina and Leslie start running together. There's only about 3 or 4, as I said. I think we should win this game, but as you said, it's not paid on paper. They are a good side. With our defensive record, I think they may get a goal, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we can play a bit better. Will they get Leslie into the game, not score, and just score after the 75th minute of games, because it just doesn't make our, honestly, for the heart rate. It's honest. Oh, I don't know what to say. But yeah, I think we'll win this, and I think it will be a close one, but I think we'll win 3-1.
Well, you've gone for a 3-1. Terry says, go on, Emma, say it 5-0.
No. Take the W off your name, you get 8. That's where we get all your high score lines from, because the word 8 is in your surname. That's why you get all the high score lines from. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what it is. Terry says, Leicester will get something from this game, an 8-1 dubbing. Well, I don't know about that. I think those days are gone, aren't they, in the WSL? And as much as I say in the past, we've enjoyed a few big victories at the time we played them, and it was nice. But I think for women's football in general, it's much better now that we're not going to get those scores. And if they are, they're very, very rare. I know Chelsea beat Leicester 8-0, didn't they, away? Was it last season or season before? So they do happen occasionally. And Chelsea, Chelsea are a more likely team to do it, just because once they get going, they're just ruthless, aren't they? And they'll just hammer away and keep scoring goals. Whereas we don't tend to do that so much, do we? We'll get a couple of goals and then we're kind of almost happy with that, it seems. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game, totally tough game. I totally agree, and I'll be happy if we win, of course, because that's all we can keep doing. But yeah, so I don't know. I'd like to think we can keep a clean sheet, because this is a team that haven't, as Amal said, haven't scored against us. So I'd like to think that we can. That we can keep a clean sheet finally, and then obviously if we keep a clean sheet, you can see obviously we're going to score against them. So I can see us winning. I'm going to go. What will I go for? I'll go 2-0. I just think we'll be. I think we'll be in control. It might take a late-ish goal at the end to get the second one and seal it, but I think we'll win 2-0, and I think we'll all be very, very happy Sunday night with yet another victory. And hopefully 1 or 2 of the teams above us drop some points at the weekend, and we can climb a little bit higher up the league. And I mean, we're right back in the title race now, just 3 points off Chelsea. But let's hope that somebody drops a few points and we can, when you look at the league table, suddenly we're right up there again. Their goal difference is what's holding us back really at the minute, isn't it? Because we haven't had these big victories that we've been waiting for. But anyway, Terry says it's not just me though. Well, it wouldn't be, would it, if we won 8-1? There'd be a few people on fire. But yeah, I mean, let's just get the victory. That's all we can do, isn't it? Win the game, and then if we can settle in, if we get a couple of early goals, who knows? Maybe, although we did last night and still didn't manage to push on and do it comfortably. But I'm going to go 2-0, and I'll be happy with 2-0. It'll be a clean sheet. It'll be 3 points, and yeah, I'm hoping to see Stina start. But as I say, that predicting that the starting 11 is so tough now, because yeah, I agree. Steph Catley at left back. She's been playing so well. You almost expect her to play every week, don't you? Obviously, Kim's a captain, so you'd imagine she's going to start. Katie McCabe tends to start every game, regardless. So whatever position she might be in, you expect she'll probably start. And then, other than that, it's a toss of a coin, isn't it? Who plays at Leah Vouty? Yeah, she's not been at her best this season. Can Kyra play again, having just played the other night?
Yeah,
and she went off. Maybe not. Probably not. So I think Leah Vouty will probably. I mean, I think the fact there were 9 changes last night tends to suggest to me that Jonas is going to make a similar amount of changes again on Sunday to take the team. He's not going to pick too many more of the same players again, is he? Probably. That would be my guess. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Terry says, anything less than 7 and I'm going to be disappointed. No, you can't be disappointed because Leicester are a good side now. They're not, they're not this team that are going to be battling at the bottom of the league. They're a better team than that now. And I very much doubt we're going to score 7 against anyone this season. Realistically, I mean, we might get one game where it all comes together, but I don't know. Those days are gone. The WSL is not like that now. It's much more competitive, and every team is difficult, and you've got to be at your best. And we should have too much for Leicester, and we all think that we will. But let's just get the win first. Let's win the game, and then if we're in a position in the last 10 minutes where the game's won, and we can, throw a couple more goals in at the end to get a bit more of a comfortable victory, brilliant. We'll all enjoy that. But let's just get the game won first. That's the only thing I'm worried about, is getting the 3 points on the board, and then hopefully, that will keep our little run going as we move in to some more difficult games coming up, of course, over the next few weeks. So yeah, that's what we need to do. Just win the game. But yeah, we're all predicting a win, aren't we? And that's which we should do. Let's be honest. We're playing Leicester. We should beat Leicester, shouldn't we? But we know it's not always that simple, is it? So
no, of course not.
But it's not. But I'm sure we'll be happy on Sunday night. We've got Namalima says there, a win is all I want. Proud of my girls no matter what. Exactly, of course. We want to win. Absolutely, that's all we want. But yeah, we're proud of them as well. But obviously, we'll be more proud of them if they won the game. We'll be more happy. We'll be more happy. We won't be any more proud of them. We'll just be more happy that we've won the game. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. Obviously, another big game to enjoy, and another chance to see how this team are developing together, because that's what it feels like, doesn't it? It feels like they're developing together as a group, because it's quite a new look team, isn't it? Which we kind of knew was going to be the case, but we're getting there.
So just to put into context as well, only 4 teams have scored more goals than Leicester this season. So it goes to show how they've actually improved. Okay, they've conceded 6, but we've only scored 1 more goal than them. And you take out Chelsea, Man City, Spurs, only Arsenal are the other teams who have scored more goals than Leicester this season, along with and also United. So and they have improved. So I don't think it's going to be easy.
No. Oh no, absolutely, it won't be easy. No. We're under no illusions that it's going to. When we look at our score predictions, none of us are going for 4s and 5-0 like we maybe would have done last season. So I think we all know it's going to be tough. And let's just hope we can come out on top as we expect to and get the win, and that'll be great. So yeah, that's all good stuff there. So we've beaten Man City in rather fortunate fashion, maybe, but we'll take it. We've beaten Bristol City in slightly more comfortable fashion, but again, it was a nervy one. And now we've got another city, Leicester City, coming up at the weekend, and let's hope we can make it 3 wins in a row against a City. Greg says 3 last time, 4 this time. Yeah, maybe we'll get two goals against Man City, 3 against Bristol City, 4 against Leicester. That'd be a good like a little run, wouldn't it? So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we'll get 4 against Leicester. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But let's get the game won first, and then we can worry about the number of goals that we score. So there you go. Terry says, Amar, I did give them 1 goal. Yeah, no, but you gave them 1 goal, but it's not enough, is it? When 8-1.
As I said, you've got 8 in your surname. That's where you get all these high predictions from. Maybe should you change your surname every time with the number of goals you want to predict? But anyway, I'll just leave it at that. That's fine. It's not here. Look, here's it. Wait, take out the W. It's the 8. That's where he gets all the high predictions from, isn't it?
For this season to be with Arsenal, it'd have to be Terry 2, wouldn't he? Because it's like because we seem to score 2 every week. We did get 3 last night. So yeah, but at this moment in time, actually, the number of goals that we score isn't necessarily of consequence. What I'm worried about is just winning the games and getting the 3 points every week. And I said this last season, I said it before, I'll take a 1-0 or a 2-1 every single week. If we win every single game by 1 goal, at the end of the season, we're not going to be far away from winning the league, are we? So we'll take that, if we have to. I'd like a few more. The nerves would like a few more comfortable wins, but, as long as we get the 3 points. So there you go. So that is the cities out of the way. All 3 cities that we've had in the last week, and another one coming. So we look forward to that. And of course, we are coming into the highlight of the week. Amar, have you got something special for us?
Yeah, I had to think about this week, but I've got there in the end. I'm just actually getting there now as we speak. Actually, to be fair, but yeah.
Oh right, okay. So We've got Amar's little theme, and then we are going to go into the question of the week, which is always a good one. So we are ready. We've got paper and we've got a pen, and we are ready to crack on with this brilliant question, as always, which makes us think about life. So go on and fire away.
Okay, so I'm sure you well know, Chloe Lacasse deservedly won the October's WSL Goal of the Month for a superb injury time equaliser against Manchester United. She's the first player, along with Sabrina, in fact, they're the first two Canadians to have ever played for Arsenal. But how many other players from North America have played for the club, and how many goals did they score between them?
Ooh.
So they're the first two Canadians. We've had how many other players from that part of the world have we played for the club, and how many goals did they score between them?
Well, Tobin Heath will be one.
Yes.
And she scored 3, I think.
Okay.
One against Man City.
Oh,
yeah, one against Man. She scored one in one of the Champions League games, didn't she? I think it was Hoffenheim. I think she scored one other goal against.
Oh, I think that was a Laura Weinreuter in goal, wasn't it?
No.
She scored
in the home game. In the home game.
Of course, Viv Sarah. Of course she did. Yes, that was a lovely. I remember that now. Yes, of course, Viv Sarah.
And she scored against Leicester, funnily enough, away, didn't she? I'm sure it was Leicester. Her last goal was away at Leicester, wasn't it?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So Tobin Heath, then obviously she's American.
Yeah, I think she only scored the one Champions League goal for us, didn't she?
Yeah, one in the Champions League and two in the WSL.
So Tobin Heath is one.
Mm-hmm.
And she scored 3 goals, which you rightly said. One against Hoffenheim, one against Man United. Did you say who the other one was against?
Leicester.
Leicester, that's correct, yes. So there's half your answer. Now we just need the other half. I actually struggled. That is actually to think with only when you think of all the great.
I mean, technically, we could say Lotta Rubenwine and Leslie Russo because they both played in America.
No. I know they're Scottish from America, but no, I'm not having that. Sorry, I'm not having that.
They scored in the college league in America, so that should count, surely.
Yeah, but I wasn't for. Fair enough.
No, they're not from there. No, that's right. Oh, that's a good question. That I seem to remember when we signed Tobin Heath, it was mentioned about American players, and obviously I can't kind of remember now.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a while back, but not that long ago. If you, yeah, I think it might just.
Kaylin Marquez is American too, but she
she's never scored a goal though. But fair enough. Oh yeah, that was she's played for
player for us.
Oh yeah, okay, fine, 3. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Kaylin Marquez, yes, yeah, but she never scored a goal for Arsenal. But fair enough.
My camera keeps going silly. I don't know why.
Don't worry about it. It'll be fine, man.
Oh yeah, Kayla Marquez, yeah, of course, yeah. Terry says tonight's quiz answer is 8 players and 88 goals.
No, it's not 8. Stop saying 8.
8 is lucky number. 8 is his lucky number.
It's also a famous casino. You should go and join that casino.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, 888. Yeah.
Oh dear me.
Right. Okay. So. I'm just trying to think of American players that have played in the WSL. Obviously, what's her name played for Tottenham, didn't she?
Alex Morgan.
Alex Morgan, yeah.
Kristen Press for
Man United,
and another one from North America for Man City.
Man City. Oh, are you thinking of Dahlkemper?
Yes, Abby Dahlkemper.
Oh,
yes, you did. That was a while back. I remember. Yeah, a lot of American players have come to our league and not lasted very long. But
yeah, they don't seem to last long, do they? Actually, none of them. I don't think any of them lasted longer than one season, have they?
I mean, I didn't give her much credit. Sorry, I don't go off topic, but I think when she started, she looked bright as well when she started against Man City. So I have to give her credit for that as well. Yeah, she's really settled well in North London and maybe he has said, yeah. So you said Kalen not scored the goal. You said Tobin, fine, 3 goals. There's only okay. I'll give you a little bit of a hint. There's only been one other American player that's played for the club.
Only one more.
Only one more. Yes, I'll let the cat out of the bag a bit there, but anyway.
Okay. It's quite hard, this actually. It's quite a tough one, this.
Yeah, a bit like the Caroline Weir one last week, but I have a feeling let's see.
Yeah, it is quite similar to that. It's probably going to end up being quite similar. That we'll think to ourselves, "Oh yeah, of course, yeah. How did we not remember?" It'll be one of them, won't it?
I wonder.
All I can say is I'm rather glad it wasn't Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, that was so many great players. If you think about it, the legends of the game, I all grew up watching, have now retired. You think all the players I love, honestly, some of the greatest players I've had the pleasure to witness. Your Bigot Princes, your Christine Sinclairs, your Megan Rapinoes, your Martyrs. All these absolute legends of women's football are retired now. It feels like almost sad when it's almost comparable. Okay, I don't want to talk about another sport, but it feels like the 2 greatest tennis players I watched growing up also retired last year, in Federer and Serena, and it feels like it's almost been the end of an era.
Yeah, but you look at it in women's football in particular. I mean, I think tennis is slightly different. I don't think we're going to see
that's
players like that again. But in women's football, you've got the new people coming through now are probably going to end up being even better than the ones that's gone before, aren't they? In a lot of cases.
I think the same. I don't know if you watch tennis, but I think maybe the same could be said of Carlos Alcaraz, for example.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just think that in tennis, the level over those great players in recent years, in particular, last 10, 15 years, is anyone going to match that for that amount of time? I'm not sure. You're going to get the odd player coming through here and there. You know, you've got that young guy.
No, yeah. I mean, but they tend to last about 20 years at the top level, and that's always about the same with most professional athletes. You say, if you think about it, yeah.
No, but I mean, it's winning as often as they were winning.
Yeah, exactly.
That amount of time. That's very rare. That's happened in tennis, really, when you look at it over history.
Yeah, and
you get players who have 2 or 3 good tournaments here and there, or 5, and then that's all they get. Whereas to have constantly year after year after year, tournament after tournament at that level.
Grand Slams every year, whereas World Cup's only every 4 years, or Euros. That's a good point. Yeah.
And I don't know. I just feel women's football's on the up now, isn't it? So I think the new players coming through are going to probably end up with a bigger legacy than the ones that's gone before, just because of where women's football is. Whereas I think tennis has been a top level sport, men and women's tennis, for a long time anyway. So it's already at that. It's gone past that point now. Whereas now I think women's football is growing and it's getting better, and the standards are getting higher and higher.
Question, it's getting better. There's no question. Maybe it was it was a bit comparable, but yeah, I mean, it just all the legend in all the sports you grew up watching are retiring now. It's almost sad.
But it's always sad, isn't it? It's always sad when people that you grew up loving to watch and they don't want to play. I mean, I've gone through that quite a few times, and it is quite sad. But then 9 times out of 10, someone better comes along, and it's like, okay, that's evolution, isn't it? I guess. And sports people getting fitter and stronger, aren't they?
Sorry to get a bit off topic there, but no, going back to the question. Your ideas?
No.
No, I'm struggling. I've got to be honest. I'm really, because it's not like there's been loads of American players. To try and just think of one other player, it's
okay. I'll give you another hint. Then go on. You're struggling a bit, aren't you?
Yeah.
2-time World Cup winner. Played for Arsenal for about a season and a half.
How long ago?
Oh, no, I'm not. That's the next one if you need it. 2-time World Cup winner. Played for Arsenal for about a season and a half.
I mean, don't give us the year that they played, but what sort of a rough kind of era, recent era, a while ago? Who was manager?
She was one of the first signings under Joe Montemurro.
Ah.
That's all I'm giving away. And honestly, if I give any more away, you'll get it straight away, honestly.
So it would have been about 20...
Somebody in the chat will get that, I guess.
2017.
2017. So she must have.
Around 17, 18, that's right.
What's going on with his camera today? I ain't got a clue, man.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah, I'm sure. It's funny. It's all three of us. It's either Andres' Wi-Fi, it's your camera, or it's my light.
You're in the light. We've got one problem each, haven't we? Which never always seems to affect one of us at a time.
No.
Just if it doesn't all happen at the same time, or we'd never get the show going.
Oh, good. No, God. No. Let's not predict that now. No.
No, we don't want that to happen. American for 2017. So she won 2 World Cups. I'm guessing one of them would have been the 2019 World Cup.
Yes.
So
and the other one would have been. The other one would have been.
I'm trying to think who played in that 2019 US World Cup team that played for Arsenal.
Well, she'd left Arsenal by the 2019 World Cup.
Yeah, but she would have been an ex-Arsenal player.
Sorry.
I would have been aware of her at the time when she was playing in the World Cup for that reason. Oh, that's hard, man. I can't even think of anyone in that World Cup I was looking out for, thinking... 2017. 2017. Oh, man. So it would have been 2017 to 2018 kind of time, wouldn't it?
Sorry, did I say 2-time World Cup winner? I think I got that wrong, actually. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to check that. I'm not sure it was 2-time. I think it was not. I have to check that.
Oh. Did she play in the 2019 World Cup? Or was it the 2015?
Yeah, no, sorry. It was, you actually, I think everyone know, it was the 2015 World Cup.
2015, right, okay.
Oh goodness! I thought she was actually no. I got that wrong. I didn't know she actually retired from the national team that long ago. I was completely wrong there. Sorry, I a bit misinformed you guys a bit there.
This is tough, man. So she would have played with Tobin Heath in that American team, wouldn't she?
For a bit, yes, absolutely.
Oh, this is like a question of sport, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't intend my teasers to be this difficult, but sometimes they're good, aren't they? So.
They're always good. It's just sometimes we can get them, and it's this one we can't. Not yet. Anyway, I honestly, I can't actually think of another American player. Not one that played in that World Cup that played for Arsenal. A season and a half as well seems quite a long time.
Arsenal's the only club she didn't play. She played for outside of the US. One of the first signings under Joe. Okay, no, I think it'll go. Okay, I'll give you another. Left-footed, played predominantly as a winger / centre forward. Has an Irish sounding surname. Come on, what more can I give you? I feel not. I'm surprised nobody in the chat's come up with any answers. That surprises me too. 3-time Olympic gold medalist.
It's not really helping that, is it?
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, well, I've said all I could. I mean, one of the first signings under Joe's. Played predominantly as a left wing / forward.
Did she play an important role for us? We know her name.
Not really goals, maybe. Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't say goals that are remembered, but I don't know. I don't know what. It's a tough one. If you don't know, you don't know. I mean, if you pass, if you don't know, and then maybe eventually when you hear the answer, maybe you'll say, "Oh yeah, I remember."
That's going to be what'll happen. It'll be one of them. It'll be like the Caroline Weir one, where it slips your mind and then it's mentioned. You think, "Oh, of course, yeah. How obvious was that?" I've got a feeling it might be something like that.
No,
it's just I'm trying to think of the players that Joe signed when he first came. The players that joined us around about that time. That's where I'm falling down on.
Yeah.
You said she had an Irish name.
Irish sounding surname.
Irish sounding name.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she was American or Irish.
No, she's American. We had an Irish sounding surname. It's not Irish.
Sorry. There was a player, O'Reilly, I think, in 2017. But
yes, what's her first name?
Irish, isn't she?
Oh, I said she has an Irish sounding surname.
But I don't know.
O'Reilly, you got it.
She's American.
Yeah, I know. I know, but I said she had an Irish sounding surname. I didn't say she was Irish, though, did I?
Yeah.
Did I say she was Irish? Oh, I don't know now, but it was Heather O'Reilly.
Anyway. No, O'Reilly.
Yeah, it was Heather O'Reilly.
I don't know much about her. I only remember this name. And
oh, fair enough. But you said it. You got the answer. You said O'Reilly, and that's right. Well, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
O'Reilly.
But I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have said that she's American.
No, exactly. That's the issue, isn't it? The name, obviously, remember the name, but yeah, I wouldn't have remembered her being American.
He actually scored 3 goals for us between 2017 and 18. So yeah, so Tobin Heath and Heather O'Reilly, the only other American players to ever played for Arsenal and scored for us. So there you go.
Did she score for us? I don't remember that.
Spring series in 2017 feels like an awful long time ago, but I think she scored a couple of goals for us then.
Oh, okay.
And against Man City, I remember once in a 5-2 loss as well, which I seem to remember not that long ago, but it feels like it was a lifetime ago.
Yeah, no, I remember the name. It doesn't.
Heather O'Reilly. It was Heather O'Reilly.
I wouldn't have put her as American. Like you're right, it doesn't sound like an American name, does it?
Not, she played for her country for 14 years, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 1-time World Cup winner.
Wow.
And yeah, she lasted 1 season at Arsenal, but then went back to America. So there you go.
Wow, there you go. Fantastic. Okay, well, there you go. I think the fact that her name.
I couldn't say.
These are becoming too difficult now, aren't they? Honestly, I need to go back to type and just make them simple for you guys, isn't it?
I wouldn't say it's too difficult, but obviously, when someone's got an Irish name, you're not going to automatically assume they're American, are you?
No, that's a good point. Maybe I shouldn't have said the fact she had an Irish name. That threw you guys a bit.
No, we'd never have got it anyway, would we? So it was a good question. It's a good question if we can't get the answer. That's the whole point, isn't it? The whole point is if it's a good question, we can't get it. And if it's a question that we get, it's because it was a good question because we never got it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was good fun. Yeah, so anyway, Terry's given us a super chat of £10. He said, "I'm donating towards a new camera." Oh dear, come on, chat deep. Yeah, well, thanks for that, Terry. Thank you very much indeed. I'll put it towards a new camera, which I seem to need one at the minute. I don't know why it keeps going off, but anyway, hopefully we'll be back to normal very, very soon. But no, that was a good question, because we couldn't get the answer. And Heather O'Reilly is actually a good answer to any question, really. Actually,
yeah, it is. Yeah,
I would never have kind of put her as American in my head. That's why I'd never have got it. And I think Andreas is the same.
Yeah,
you'd assume she's
Irish sounding name. I wouldn't have any idea.
You'd assume she's
the only Irish name I remembered from this old spot. So.
Yeah. That's
Louise Quinn, of course. Yeah, Louise Quinn, who was on commentary duty last night as well. Don't forget Louise Quinn was. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah,
Louise Quinn. Yeah, she was a good player for us.
Emma Byrne, arguably our great. Well, Katie McCabe may have something to say, but Emma Byrne was arguably our greatest ever keeper.
Well, she's certainly one of them. You're certainly one of them. There's no doubt about that. I mean, we've had so many great players, haven't we? Arsenal over the years. When you look through, when people talk about, we're just talking about legends of the game a minute ago, but when you look for a lot of the legends of the game in England, most of them play for Arsenal at some point in their career. Most of the best ever historic players in women's football in England have played for Arsenal at some point, haven't they? Pretty much all of them. Certainly, historically, obviously in more recent years, it's going to be more Chelsea, isn't it? All those great players that Chelsea have had they'll be the legends as well. But when you look back now, so many of them, whenever they mention it, they bring someone out, don't they, to do commentary or to be on telly or to be a pundit on the shows. It's an ex WSL player, and they've all played for Arsenal, haven't they, at some point? Pretty much all of them, because that's how Arsenal got to be the best women's team, from having the best players.
Because Arsenal dominated womenens football in England for more
so
than
many years. Look at the stats every time in the program. Astonishing stats.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's been a female, ex-female player that's been a pundit on the telly that hasn't played for Arsenal at some point.
Well, yeah, you're right. Alex, Casey. Well, Casey not so more, but the only one which it's not actually that. No, you're right now. Yeah. Anita
Santley, she's been on there recently. Obviously, she's played for Arsenal. Pretty much, I can't think of one that's a pundit or presents one of the shows or is always on there that hasn't played for Arsenal at some point in their career.
Ellen White,
yes. Steph Walton.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The only one I can remember maybe Izzy Christiansen. Izzy Christiansen hasn't played for Arsenal. She's one of the only ones.
I think she's a deal. I mean, even on Sky, we got Karen Carney, Rachel Yankee, Kelly Smith. They're all Arsenal legends as well.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All the legends currently, all the ex legends in the game, all played for Arsenal at some stage, and it's great, really. But I think it's going to be more spread out in the future years when you're looking back at these sort of legends of the game. They won't all have played for Arsenal. I wouldn't have thought. They'll be spread around a few more, because you've got obviously the current Lionesses team, for example. There's not many England representatives there, is there, from Arsenal? So when they become legends of the game, when they retire, we're going to get a load of those that never played for Arsenal, probably, unless we sign them all later in their career. Maybe that's the only way that'll probably happen. But it seems unlikely, doesn't it? When you've got people like Chloe Kelly and Lauren Hemp and Millie Bright and all these type of players that's going to go down as the legends, aren't they? And obviously, although Mary Earp, she might end up playing for Arsenal, so maybe she'll be. We'll have to see.
We can only hope,
We've got Loki in the chat. He says, dropped in to give you a like, chaps. I'm on the beer. Oh, good for you, mate.
Nice.
Enjoy your evening. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, no.
And hopefully we'll see you for the game tomorrow.
I think Jerry's at it tomorrow anyway. No. Well, I didn't know if you guys touched on it earlier. We didn't really talk about. I know it's probably not worth talking about. What did you make of the supposed comments that made by Gareth Taylor and then Jonas's response afterwards? I just thought that was a bit. I think a lot of people tend to disagree, but. Maybe not have different opinions, but I think Taylor was going a bit too far with his comments. He was clearly frustrated with his side's lack of clinical edge, but I don't know. There seems to be a little bit of a not rivalry. I was even on the radio and listening to the build-up to the Sevilla game the other day. There seems to be a little bit of a needle between him and Jonas, doesn't there?
Yeah. There seems to be, there does seem to be, and I think after the game, obviously, I think Gareth would have been quite annoyed with the way his team lost that game, I suppose, and that doesn't help, does it? When you're doing interviews after a game and you've just lost, look at Arteta's interview last Saturday after the Newcastle game. When you've lost in maybe circumstances that you're not happy with, sometimes that comes across badly when you're interviewed. And I think that was the case there, and yes, it has happened before with them too, hasn't it? They've had a few things on the touchline in games, haven't they, previously as well? So yes, I don't think they're exactly best friends, are they?
No.
But I kind of like that in football. You need that little.
You need needle. Yeah, of course you need needle. Of course you do.
As long as it doesn't go over the top, as long as it's just respectful, I suppose. But I like a little bit of needle. When we had Fergie against Wenger and all that kind of stuff.
That was amazing.
We've got Emma Hayes now with Chelsea, and I kind of like that. I think it gives the game something nice and extra that it's nice to get into. So yeah, as long as it's respectful, you don't go stupid. If they don't particularly like each other, that's not a problem. I don't mind that. Not everyone's going to get on with everyone, are they? And it's fine. But yeah, I think maybe the press love all that though, don't they? They make a lot more of it.
Yeah, they always tend to make a lot more than
a story. It's like, whatever people say, they'll twist it and try to make a story of it. I mean, Andreas, what did you make of that then? The Gareth Taylor situation, because he can be a little bit like that though, can't he? Anyway, I think.
Yeah, rivalry and emotions are part of the game, part of football. But I don't think that Gareth Taylor would have reacted this way if we had a draw in the end. It's no. because they lost in the last few minutes of the game, and it was such a tough match and emotional match. But anyway, if it's his opinion that Jonas' behavior was not okay, then he should tell him. He should tell him directly. Just a discussion or a talk between the two of them, and not going to say this on TV. This he's bullying the fourth official.
What's the evidence to show that he was bullying? I don't think he was getting in his face at all, to be fair.
Yeah,
no.
He can go to the dressing room and say, okay, just say it in private. Jonas, that's what your behavior was not okay. I didn't like this, or couldn't you change your behavior, please? I don't think that's it's okay on a pitch, but don't say it on TV.
It's a little bit.
When he accuses Jonas for wrong behavior, then this behavior was wrong from Taylor too. I don't think that this was too much. As I said, rivalry, emotions, okay, but this was too much. And today, Stina said Gareth Taylor is a reliable person, and if he had the impression that Jonas Eidevall acted this way, then I believe him also. That's not subjects that should be discussed.
Not in TV.
No. I agree. I mean, what he said was unnecessary, but it's and as I say, I don't think it's just on the back of this one game either. I do think they've had a few words previously, haven't they, in other games? So maybe the frustrate. Yeah, obviously, if they'd won the game or drawn the game, he wouldn't have been as frustrated, and he probably wouldn't have felt as like he needed to say it after the game. I mean, there didn't seem to be. I mean, the person who would decide whether they've been felt bullied or not would be the assistant referee.
Yeah, exactly. If they come out, they would have filed a report against the manager and put it to the FA or something. And then it'd be
how they feel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not somebody else's decision to say this person's been bullying this person. It's for that person who's been bullied, because they might not, just because if somebody says something to somebody, and that person that's being said that sort of had that said to them, if they're not bothered, other people shouldn't get involved and say, well, that's bullying. Well, if that person doesn't care, they're not being bullied, are they? Because they're not bothered. So it's down to the person themselves, isn't it? It's not other people's job to decide if someone else is bullying somebody else. It's down to the person that's being bullied to say, yes, I feel like I've been bullied, and that's different. And then that way, then it can be dealt with. It's no good someone else saying it, because it's pointless. If that assistant referee felt like it, as Amar said, he would have put something in his report, wouldn't he? And that would have been what would have happened, and that's obviously didn't happen, did it? Because Jonas would have got a charge against him, because you can't do that. It's totally wrong. So he would have got a charge brought against him and all that kind of stuff. So as Terry said there, he had plenty to say, but didn't mention his keeper should have been sent off. Taylor's turning into salty.
That's a bit harsh calling Emma salty. That's a bit harsh.
No, Emma is salty, but I mean Taylor's becoming a bit more salty as well, isn't he? That's true. Greg says Taylor was upset with himself by making poor substitutions.
I mean,
maybe he was, and he's looking to blame other people. Maybe that's true. Terry says, why didn't Taylor go up to him during the game and say it to his face? Well, because that'd be bullying, though, wouldn't it, Terry? Let's be honest. So he wouldn't be able to do that, would he? Because he'd be bullying Jonas, wouldn't he?
But you've got to love the response as well after. I mean, he stood by his comments, and then reminded you of a response from a historical response. He says, borderline slander. And I thought that was a great response from Jonas as well.
Yeah, no, Jonas is brilliant, isn't he? He's very, very intelligent.
Oh, he's got such charisma, and he always smiles. He comes out. I think he's great. And the fact he said about afterwards to Emma, which I thought was class. Two things I thought I'd mention as well quickly. Maybe don't want to go off topic. First of all, Manu's brilliant gesture to Kiara Keating right at the end of the game. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. That was to go up to her and console her for making the mistake when she was visibly upset. That was absolute class from Manu. And also the fact that when Emma announced the short retirement, I couldn't believe it. I thought, is this for real? And I heard it first, but no, I thought, oh my God. And then she says, oh, well, I want to have this conversation with her going forward when she's in charge of the US national team. And there's so much mutual respect in that regard for Emma and Jonas, and between Emma and Jonas. And even when she goes, even in a way, I think maybe Chelsea fans will disagree, but arguably, maybe with his knee slide and all that, she's actually taken that on, and they've actually used that to become better. And the rivalry between them has been brilliant. And you don't see Emma doing what Gareth does, for example.
No. I mean, we get a problem with Emma because she wins everything and she always beats us. That's why we don't like her. It's nothing to do with much else. And she makes some salty comments about Arsenal as well, because I think she's still a little bit frustrated that she was not offered the job. Historically, when she probably felt when she was coach at Arsenal, she maybe felt she should have been offered the job and she wasn't. And I think that eats away at her sometimes. You can see it comes out with some of the comments that she makes about Arsenal. It's obvious that she loves Arsenal really, and she wishes that she'd been Arsenal manager, or maybe still wishes that she was. So, I kind of forgive her in a way, but I think you're right. At least Emma's respectful, isn't she? She's always respectful. And I think that's important. And Gareth Taylor isn't particularly respectful. And I think that's the difference. And
remember 2 years ago when the first match of the season was Arsenal versus Chelsea, and we won 2, and Jonas made this knee slide. And
I was referring to exactly. Yeah.
Of course, this hurt Chelsea's feelings. And I remember when Chelsea won the title in this season, after the last match, Aaron Cuthbert made this knee slide.
It's all banter. It's all good banter.
Hey, Jonas, this is okay. This is a reaction. This is rivalry, emotion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, you can do this, but not
not what Taylor did. No,
this was overreacting, and it's not his business. He should care for his team and his job, and it's not his job to protect a fourth official. They are able to protect themselves.
Absolutely. No, I mean it was ridiculous, but I'd say a little bit of rivalry in football is good, and as long as it doesn't go overboard really. And maybe that was a little bit wrong what you did, Gareth, but we won the game, so do we really care? No, we don't.
No, exactly, not one bit. And let's not forget that Emma Hayes was the assistant manager to Vic Akers, so we take some of the credit as well. Let's not forget. So I'm just dropping in.
She learned everything. She learned everything she knows from Vic
Akers.
Yeah,
she won the European Cup under Vic as well. She won the European Cup under Vic.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. So that's what I'm saying. She, I still think that she's got a little bit of bitterness there about Arsenal. The way, I think she felt she should have been Vic's successor, and I think that she's a bit annoyed that she wasn't. But anyway,
we'll miss her.
We will miss her, and I think she's going to be a big loss to the WSL. I know it's going to.
No question.
It might be better for us because without her as manager of Chelsea, we might win a few more trophies potentially. Who knows? Depends who they get in place and what players stay. But she'll be missed in the WSL. There's no doubt about that because she's a big character. She's so successful.
Fantastic.
And I think she's taken the game to another level. She's been one of the people that drove it to the next level. So you've got to give her respect, even though, we have a little bit of banter with her on here, don't we? Whenever we play Chelsea. You've got to respect what she's achieved in the game and what she'll maybe go on and achieve even more in her new career next year.
The worry for us is that now it's her last season. They'll be motivated to win everything. So if we can get one last thing over, I'll be so happy. But honestly,
I'll be glad as well. Let's beat them in another cup final. Would be nice, wouldn't it? That'd be nice. We've got Jay's in the chat there says up the Arsenal indeed, and hit the likes. People, hit the likes if you're enjoying the show. Terry says salty Emma covering her backside when we stuff them this season. Yeah, I mean that might be an excuse, mightn't it? But there you go. Terry says there, stop bullying Taylor. It's his first time he's managed to be the centre of attention. Yeah, it is actually. Greg says Emma's upset because she can't do a knee slide. She'd probably put her back out if she tried to do a knee slide, wouldn't she? Let's be honest. But anyway, maybe that's why, because you've got to be quite flexible to do a knee slide. Let's be honest. But I mean, I think she did have the last laugh though, didn't she? I suppose at the end of it, because they did win the title and they've won the title again another time since then, and a few other stuff as well. So, but no, I mean, she is going to go down in history. She's one of the most successful.
No question.
She'll never be more successful than Vic Akers, of course, because nobody will. But she will certainly be up there maybe seconds behind him, or maybe Jonas will catch her up in the next few years. Who knows?
Oh, I don't know.
But we shall see. Anyway, it's been obviously now it's 9:00, so it is the weekend can officially start now because our women's weekly show is over, and it's been good. There's been some good wins to discuss, which is always nice. And we've got a big game on Sunday, which we're all confident we're going to win. Not as confident as Terry, obviously, but we're fairly confident, which is good. That's going to be good. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, for the Arsenal versus Burnley game in the Premier League, 3:00 kickoff. So I'll be about 2:45 for that one. Can Arsenal bounce back from that Premier League defeat last week? I'm sure we should be able to beat Burnley at home, let's be honest. But who knows? We haven't beaten them the last two times we played them at the Emirates. So we're due a victory against them, and I'm sure that'll be the case tomorrow. So join me for that one. And then, of course, Sunday evening, it's the late one, 7:15 kickoff, so I'll be at 6:30. Arsenal women away at Leicester. That's going to be good as well. So a big weekend of football with us here on the channel. So please join us for all of that if you can. We look forward to your company on all of that. Terry says, let's be honest, Emma's as popular as the COVID-19 jab.
What is the other? Honestly, I don't know what.
But anyway, but yeah. So, well, I mean, Chelsea love her, don't they? So that's the main thing. So I'll be back tomorrow. Of course, thank you to Andreas. Of course, in his new home. Good to see settled in nicely. Andreas.
I got a little piano in the background as well. Maybe because it's some music.
After the show.
Yeah. No, I think we had a good show, and as we learned today from Terry, the Arsenal girls are watching our show, so we must end now so that they can go to bed and sleep.
Oh dear.
Exactly. It's good that they're watching anyway, which is nice. And Amar as well. Good to see you. Tonight as well. Have you enjoyed the show?
Yeah, it's good. Always good. Yeah, always good to do with. I'm late. I always try to be on time, and it's good. We'll be able to do it next week after, and then so it's in perfectly on my schedule because then I'm off to India in a couple of weeks' time as well. So no, I won't be missing any for the time being. So no, that'll be really good.
Oh, good. That'd be good. Yeah, going to India. Of course, there's an international break coming up at the end of the month anyway, isn't there? So we probably won't have a show that week because I think England women are playing on the Friday, aren't they, against Holland? So but anyway, the next few weeks we're here. There's some big games coming up. There's some big shows coming up on the channel as well, as we said. So I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. So that's going to be good to join me. Of course, Sunday night, the big one, Arsenal women against Leicester. Terry says, great show again, Richard, Andreas, Amar, much appreciated. Have a great weekend. See you real soon. And yourself, Terry, thank you for your super chat as well. Always appreciate it. And hopefully my camera will be sorted out by tomorrow for the watch along. We'll have to see. I don't know what's going on tonight. It's having not a good night, is it? It's having one of them days, but anyway, hopefully I'll have a look into it tonight. And it might be the weather. The change of the weather, you see, it's got colder now. Maybe that's what it is. It needs warming up maybe beforehand. Could it warm up properly before the show? That's what it is. But anyway, thank you to all you guys for watching. Some great comments as always, and thank you to Andreas and to Amar and everybody else who's been watching as well. And I will see you tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching, and come on, you Gunners. Come on, Gunners. Let's do it. See you later, guys. Take it easy. Ta-da. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Take care.